Big Mac and Cheese gets it done. Let's get it. Welcome to the Cayman's Island podcast, where we talk all things San Francisco 49ers. I'm your host, David Cayman. And in today's show, I want to give you my post-game thoughts and reaction on the San Francisco 49ers 26-21 victory over the New Orleans Saints. Now, just a quick overall summary of my thoughts of the game. I feel like there were a few opportunities where the Niners could have really put this one away early on in the fourth quarter to where it wouldn't have to be such a nail-biter toward the end. And when I say nail-biter, I like to not have it be that last drive having to make a stand to pull out a victory. It makes me a bit nervous, but regardless, we were able to make enough plays, do enough things defensively to shut the door on the Saints. I really want to get into the good on the offense. Mac Jones, man, I'm not shocked at all by his performance. I feel like Kyle's system with what Mac Jones has skill set wise is a perfect match, which led to Mac Jones going 26 of 39 for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. He started out actually 0 for 4 in that game. Maybe a bit nervous, probably just jitters, him putting probably some pressure on himself to perform, be it that it was his first game starting for San Francisco. It's on the road. You guys understand how things can get with that, but I was super impressed. I really liked the pass that he hit Juwan on that post over the middle for that 42-yard touchdown. I thought the touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey in the corner of the end zone was also a beautiful throw. And I know that he really enjoyed his connection with his former Jacksonville Jaguars tight end for the first touchdown of the game. And I believe that's Luke Farrell's actual first NFL touchdown. Kudos to Big Mac and Cheese, man. All around, I thought he performed extremely well. He did have that one fumble. I felt like on that play, he held the ball way too long. And when you hold the ball too long in the NFL stands for not for long, right? That's how long you can hold that ball back there before it gets stripped out. But other than that, I got to give this man an overall A performance. I thought he did a great job. And it's really what the 49ers needed to see. They upgraded this position, backup quarterback, for a reason, for a purpose. And it really paid dividends today. In fact, that if I'm the front office, I feel like, okay, the Niners have the Cardinals at home. If that toe isn't 100% for Brock, what's the worst case? I say sit him, let Matt get another start under his belt. And worst case scenario, we're 2-1 with perhaps bringing back a healthy Brock Purdy. I'll definitely take that. But I feel that just what I've seen from the Cardinals, I feel like the 49ers can beat the Cardinals at home just fine in this game if Mac is able to put together another performance similar to what he showed today on the football field. A couple of other positives that I saw out there, man. Ricky Pearsall. I know he didn't have a 100-yard game or a whole bunch of catches, man, but he's out there making plays when he's given the opportunity. I think when it's all said and done, when Brandon Ayuk gets back, when George Kittle gets back, this is going to be a very good offense. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from Ricky, man. He's able to create some separation. There was one play where I felt he burned the defense, man, and I think that if Matt could have just hit him in stride, it would have been very nice. But overall, man, happy from what I'm seeing with Ricky Pearsall. Happy for Jauan Jennings, man, to get that 42-yard touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, that's the longest touchdown reception, actually, of his NFL career. He did, I feel like, have a drop, man, on third down. And it's tough because we don't call him third and Jauan for nothing, but I felt like Mac hit him with the catchable ball. I know it was in a tight window, but I felt if Jauan catches that ball, man, that last sequence there of a nail biter would have never existed. They probably wouldn't have even got the ball back, or we would have kicked a field goal, made it a 2-score game. It wouldn't have been that much of a deal, or at least made it an 8-point game where New Orleans would have had to go all the way downfield, score a touchdown, and get a 2-point conversion just to tie the game and send it into overtime. But yeah, Jauan Jennings, man, 5 catches, 89 yards, touchdown. He led receivers in receptions, and then, of course, pulled out that big, nice touchdown on the post over the middle. If there were an area that I still feel like I'm a bit disappointed in, now I want to be clear, I felt like in this game, yards per carry were higher than before, but CMC 13 carries, 55 yards, 4.2 yards per carry. I just like to see that average up. I really do. I appreciate only 13 carries. He did have, of course, some more catches like he always does, coming out of the backfield, going in motion, etc. But I would really like to see the 49ers get their run game going a bit better. Ben Bartch got hurt in this game. Connor Colby came in. And to be honest with you guys, I really feel, man, when Connor Colby got in there, it felt like the run game just instantly got better. And it's statistically, it shows. So maybe this is a point where Kyle reviews this tape, man, reviews this film, and poor Ben Bartch. I like Ben, but Ben Bartch just can't stay healthy, guys. And I think it might be the point where we just say, you know what, we'll deal with the lumps of Connor Colby being a young guy on that O-line and let him learn. I really feel like in this game he earned his spot. Now I understand this is New Orleans and this is the Saints and they don't have some terrific front seven. I get that, but I think it's about time to take lumps with the young man. I think he earned that opportunity, especially if Ben Bartch just isn't able to go when we face off against the Cardinals at home. Defensively, man, I think everybody knows what I'm about to talk about when it comes defensively, but Fred Warner, 11 total tackles. There was a play that he made on Alvin Kamara where he forced a fumble and recovered the fumble himself. Fred, it almost seems like we should extend that man and pay him more money. Oh, wait. The Niners have already done that, which was very smart and really a part of their best interest. Dee Winters continues to look good, continues to fly around out there, making plays. I'm very happy to see that. This is one of those moves where, Faithful, I'm going to be honest, it broke my heart, man, to see Dre go, right? Dre Greenlaw is one of my favorite players on defense. Let's be honest, man, he's a fan favorite all around, right? Just with the tenacity in which he brings out there, the violence that he brings out there on the field, man, his hits. But I have to say, with Dre still being hurt, his injury history, and what we're seeing from Dee Winters, really can't be mad at San Francisco. Looks like this is one of the better calls they made, and D is only going to get better as the season progresses and things go. I guess you could say some things defense, man, that kind of bothered me a bit. I do think that Alvin Kamara got after it a bit more in the run game. He rushed for over 100 yards. We were not as effective. Now, I want to be clear. It wasn't like the nightmare that was the 2024 season, but there were some plays where we were gashed, and I'd like to definitely see that tightened up. And I have no doubt, in fact, that it will. I saw some really good things from Mykel Williams, man. Some inside moves that he made where he blew up a couple of plays there for sure. But definitely want to see that run game tightened up on. Upton Stout, I know he's going to get a lot of flack, but it's like this here with Upton. It's not like on the play where the receiver caught that touchdown on him. It wasn't like he was way off base or out of position, man. The receiver's just bigger. He high-pointed the ball, made a big catch, man. Upton Stout is not the biggest of guys out there on the field, but he was in position. He got himself a sack today. And on the illegal contact penalty, man, I don't know, perhaps in my old age with these glasses, perhaps I didn't see what I feel like the rest of everyone saw that watched that. But if that's some illegal contact, man, that's pretty soft. That's pretty soft. I'm not even going to be mad at him about that penalty. On the defensive side, too, I think that we made Spencer Rattler look maybe a little bit better than advertised. Now, don't get me wrong. When he was at South Carolina, man, there were some games where he would absolutely put on the Superman cape and carry, and I was very impressed with the young man. There was a couple of little slippery jukes that he made that led to some big first downs, and for the most part, man, accuracy-wise, that young man was slinging the ball out there. I was impressed, and I think he can only go up from here. In fact, I would actually tell folks to maybe put some respect on that man's name. I thought he performed very well against our defense. Lastly, guys, special teams. Look, I want to say this, and this is just David admitting his initial reaction to our new kicker, Piñeiro, missing that extra point. I flew off the handle a bit. I sent out some text messages to some friends. Here we go again. Get this guy out of here. It was just one of those knee-jerk reaction things, but he absolutely shut me up the rest of the game by hitting some real pinpoint, right down the middle kicks, and I really feel very good going forward with this man as our kicker. If we can just keep it within that 45-yard range for this man, I feel like we're going to be good to go. And he seems very confident in what he's doing out there. Morstead, our punter, also, and late in the fourth quarter, man, had some great punts, pinning the Saints within the 10-yard line on those punts, which really helped us come in there and seal the deal. Again, just a little bit too close for my comfort. In an ideal scenario, JJ catches that ball on third down. There's no kind of like nervous nail biting to see if we can pull this one out. And they got to have it moments. Once again, man, you look at the last two drives the Saints had. Nick Bosa coming in there around the edge for that sack. Boom, killing that drive. And then, of course, on the game-winning drive, man, Bryce Huff shooting out of a cannon to close the deal. But, yeah, overall, man, super happy, super pleased. Anytime you get a win, I don't care how good it looks, how bad it looks. The Niners are 2-0. Looking forward to our home opener. Looking forward to this upward momentum continuing to go. It'll be really nice to go home and get this dub against the Cardinals and have a 3-0 record. That would be very nice. And hopefully injury-wise, I know that Juice left with a concussion. Hopefully Juice is okay and can suit up and get back next game. Concussions are tricky with the whole protocol and things of that nature. But to be honest with you guys, I didn't see the offense miss a beat when my man Juice went out. Now, of course, he's a matchup nightmare from the standpoint when he goes in motion. You don't know if he's going to block, play tight end, go out on a route, catch a pass. He's that Swiss Army knife guy that I'd like for us to have. I know Ben Bartch went out with an ankle. I'm not quite sure yet how bad that is or what that availability looks like. I'm sure we'll find out from Kyle in the coming days. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. What were you most excited about with the 49ers pulling out this 26-21 win over the Saints? As always, if you like what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. Take care and be blessed.